Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, and today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Four Knights of the Apocalypse, chapter 192, titled Invasion. Well, not really an invasion, more like an explanation of what has been happening at time skip and what exactly is the battle strategy. But I guess you could call it invasion if you want. But anyways, we start this chapter off with a cover page, with a color page, with having two things. One, reminding me of why I'm not a particular fan of sequel series. And two, showing us once again why Nakaba, as good an artist as he is, he really sucks at coloring. Because we see we see 5 of the original 7 at least since him, Meliodas, Bond, King, Diane, and Gopher, which funny thing is, I feel like you at best, Rider of the Four Knights would probably know that these two are like two who were mentioned, because I do believe we've seen those two be referred to as Samurai Sins. But it's kind of funny how you're like, who are these two? If you're a Four Knights reader first and foremost. But I guess that's the why that more in the back. But yeah, you have those two. So again, the color, I wouldn't say it looks bad, but the color, it goes with this like green, golden, orange type of color, which doesn't match well, especially since Diane's looks like it's kind of honestly bad in Diane. King and Diane's colors kind of almost blend in, not quite, but they look like they could almost blend into the background. While Bond's out purple, and well, Bond and Gopher, since they use actually the more, not only do they use more cold colors, but they also have like more of a darker tint to it. Also, kind of look weird in it. Just again, like I said multiple times, I am not a fan of Akaba's coloring, and this is just another example of why I do not like it. So yeah, and as like I said, it seems like for some reason we're gonna be really pushing the 7 Sins here, which again I get like in a Bobo to doing shit type of way, but I do not get in like a you are a Four Knights reader. What the hell does 7 Sins mean to you? Kind of situation. Also that, and the fact that we kind of had a whole series on them, so why are we focusing so much on them now? It's just kind of a weird thing. But yeah, anyways, we cut to some run. I think the Kingdom of Liones, as we have the city below the castle burning, as we see civilians running, children crying, and everyone was basically panicking. As we see some of the holy knights there being cut, bloodied, and beaten. Like one looks like he's actually has his entire below his helmet completely burnt to smithereens, while and others just look like cut all over the place. As we see Arthur walking in an armor that he's gonna, I guess, wear in the future. As he spoilers, as well as the 4 evils behind him. I guess they all survive somehow. As Arthur proclaims, "How long have we waited for this day?" As we see him, he has his Chaos Eyes activated. As he probably says, "The day when I can finally end things with you, deadly sins." Since there's only 5 of them left, because one is dead and the other one has vanished off the face of the earth, I guess. As we get like a cool, like that very over the top dramatic smoke cloud scene where we have the 7 sins, the 5 sins revealing themselves. We have them all like posed very badass, and like you have King having his swords around him, ready to send them. You have Gopher having his bows ready. You have Bond just standing coolly with his sacred treasure. You have Diane with ready to sledgehammer everyone, and you have Melora standing in front of them. Then we see some kind of burst of goddess magic with a bunch of wings all over the place. Not sure who that is. As then we see a very overly designed spear, a close up of Bond's face, as we see Bond bloody and on the floor as someone looms over him, as someone screams, "Stop!" seeing that it was Gopher and one of her prophecies. So yeah. No, this is purposely kept very vague in my opinion because like, oh, is this Lancelot? Did he switch sides? Did he kill Bond, or is Lancelot coming in to save them? After all, the Goddess Rings could be Trish, and this could just be that classic cool showing off in where the mentor characters got about to die, but then their disciple or the son, whoever shows up in the last minute to save the day kind of deal. Again, it's like one of those that it could be one of those scenes, or maybe not. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But yeah, that's kind of what seems to be showing off here. Granted, there's also a possibility that isn't Lancer at all. Like maybe Lancer is very obvious, like who we're supposed to be thinking is, but maybe not. Like I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that front. Interesting that Bond is still damaged, even though the Goddess wings and all that was kind of sent all over the place. So, and from what we know, none of the four evils is a Goddess clan member. So we have to wait and see on that front. Anyways, back to Guinevere waking up as she's panting massively. As we also see that she's a lot older, like she's going from a 10-year-old child to a, well, I guess the standard 16-year-old in Saturday Sins kind of look to her. Kind of reminds me of a more slender Anne, in all honesty. See, now look at her, just like different color hair, and instead of the bazookas, she has, well, anyway, to be fair, Anne's bazookas are a bit inconsistent. Like, you know that I believe episode 7 is coming in for Knights of the Apocalypse. I'm waiting for the entire season to end before I go watch it fully. But like, see, episode 7 is like, I believe, the only episode where Anne's chest is gonna be emphasized. At least they keep to the way it was done in the manga. But Gwen hair just looked like Anne with different hair color and without as much of a bust to her chest size, which might. But yeah, anyways, we then have Guinevere like putting her shoes on, as Guinevere is like all crying, kind of kind of like disheveled after seeing that future. As Guinevere's like, no, I can't have that future. It must never happen. As she opens the curtains on her in her room, as she's like, Lancelot, where are you? What are you doing? As she looks from it, as then we see that she's in a tower that has like a. I swear this face reminds me of someone in Seven Deadly Sins. Like I think we saw it, but then we have because on this side it's like a face that has like a few like branches in for the birds, kind of like fitting in the weirdness that the Camelot is supposed to look like. As we see her looking onward, as we see like a bunch of people walking around the tower, as we have like one child, they be like, "Hey, mom, look, that's Princess Guinevere up there." As then we have, I'm guessing her mom, this kid's mom, be like, "Glad to see she's looking well today." I mean, I'm gonna say it's the being so up in the tower because it's not like they're like right below it. It's like there's like a bridge or between them. But I guess they think she's maybe it's the idea is that she has like one of those diseases that makes her like incapable of like going around much. Like this person is not dying, but it's like they cannot walk around or interact with many people. Like if you see them, it's gotta be more a rarity or something like that. Like I don't know, it's just kind of weird how they're like she's looking well. She's obviously distressed. Again, they probably can't see the face, but I'm not. That's the reason why she's looking from the wheel. Like maybe she doesn't uh, open her curtains every day or something. Anyway, they have like some citizens be like, yes, another fine day, one we should thank King Arthur for. And they have another villager be like, you said it. So yeah, we basically get the prospect of what the people in Camelot think. They have Guinevere looking sad as she says to herself, with, it's all so beautiful. Beautiful green as far as the eye can see, smiling, happy people everywhere. As we see some of the citizens, they will all be, that sound like happy, yeah, like a happy life and all that type of stuff. And then we have her saying, how much Britannian blood and tears need to be shed for this? What do you think about that? Huh, kind of. Wait, where are these people coming from, anyways? Like, I mean, granted, it might all just be the people who survived the Holy War, but I feel like some of these have to be from outside. So don't they know how this world is being created by stealing land from Britannia, all that shit? Although to be fair, it's not like I don't think very much. Question: why is there anything? Question: wouldn't there be any places that could randomly just be taken that don't aren't connected to the kingdoms or something? It's just kind of weird. Like, I mean, I know there's like some data that evil think coming from this, but it's just kind of a weird statement. Also, I feel like we are seeing like this. Again, the reason why I called on a couple of great artists, but horrible colorer, is this without pitch about this like very beautiful landscape of, you can see that it's kind of like put all over the place. And I don't even think it's actually fully finished. It might actually just be like one of those he couldn't finish it completely, but still, like you can tell, it's very beautiful, like very museum picture ass. Like this cut is what I'm getting here of this world and land and everything. So yeah, as I feel like we've seen this kind of place already in Britannia, but I'm not entirely certain. But anyways, we did have a bunch of crows screaming and flying around as we are in some on top of some random building. I'm not entirely certain, and I can't remember exactly what this is supposed to be, if we've seen it or not, or maybe this is supposed to be how this looks like in a from the Britannia, which is where the realms are being taken. As we also see like a bit of a showcase of the taking of the land that Arthur has been doing with like a bunch of like random pillars all being remaining, because those are the only things that he didn't take, which seems kind of random to me. Like it's especially random because it seems like it's like, all right, you have a building, but then you take like three uh, qu- 3/4 of it and then leave the other one chunks. So it's kind of weirdly taken out. I mean, like honestly, like, Arthur's just like bam, 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 take. Anyways, then we cut to 2 years later in northern Britannia. Wait, is this supposed to be 2 years later in where we ended last chapter, or is this supposed to be 2 years there after Guinevere? Because we can clearly see there's a time skip just between Guinevere and herself. So I'm not, like I said, I'm going to assume it's supposed to be from the last chapter to this chapter, including with the Guinevere stuff. It's just that it's only now explain this is what's going on. Anyways, then we get to like what I guess the part where they didn't take more from yet, as we get some of the, I'm guessing, the consequences of Nakaba not being able to finish the drawing of it, which is kind of odd since we had 2 weeks break, so kind of weird. We have this. We're gonna start this chapter off with this. Maybe again, like maybe the landscape and all that's supposed to be the reason why. Again, like that looked like very much a museum picture, as we have someone screaming of the random villagers, like I'm guessing the village chief or something, is like, "So you're the rumored Chaos Knights, swooping and demanding we give up our land? That's sheer nonsense!" Dude, you're literally looking behind. Dude, just looking behind them. There's literally a bunch of pieces being taken out like a Lego set or something. As we have this guy saying, "The minute you give it up," that's actually, I think that's one of the Chaos Knights saying, is like, Chaos Knight's like, "The minute you give it up, that's not quite what we said. We are merely inviting you to join us and take your land with you." Which again makes me wonder what's up with those villagers. They're all from Camelot, or there's some also from Lyoness or whatever. And we have this guy being like, "Enough about that! Give us back the beautiful river that used to flow through here." And we see this guy saying this, and I might be mistaken, but I think this villager might actually be someone that we've got in a previous series. Like maybe it's like another one of those like pretend Seven Deadly Sins kids that we saw. We saw like the guy who was supposed to main one. We saw another one, we saw one in the very beginning of the story. We saw another one when we entered Lyoness. So I think like this guy might also be one of those kids. I'm not entirely certain, but we will have to see. Well, I don't know. Maybe I have to check it if someone said it in the on Reddit or somewhere. But he might be one of those guys, or one of those kids. As there we have him saying, someone being like backing him up, like, "Yeah, you tell me, Matt," which again makes me think that he is one. As they would have one of the Chaos Knights be like, "Get out of our." Well, actually, we have one of those people villagers screaming, "Get out of our village!" As I'm mad again, saying, "We can't even brew anymore, and ale, no thanks to you, of course, ale, the most important thing you should be concerned about." As they have Ironside, Pelgot, and two other random whole Chaos Knights be with them. Uh, I guess they've been sent in groups or something. As we have Ironside saying, well, great. Can't even take a helping hand. A pity, since again, like they are offering them to come live with them, but no. As they have Pelga just being like, I'm guessing like he's kind of just been disheveled this whole time after Percival's death. Is like Pelga's just like, a word of advice: instead of a fate worse than death, you're much better off taking our offer and becoming welcome citizens of Camelot. Which is, I guess, this is like what he wants people to just do at this point, because this is like, if okay, one, it's not guaranteed. It's very likely, if it's a possibility that if Percival just became a part of went with Belgard and all that, he might have actually survived and just joined forces. That would kind of be the prophecy being destroyed if the four knights serve offer instead of trying to kill him or something. But it's not guaranteed, so I'm guessing that Belgard just kind of wants these people to just do that because enough blood because I mean, Belgard is a chill dude. Like, he doesn't want mass murder. Like, he's not a, it does not matter, I'm just gonna kill the upper guy. So it's kind of makes sense that he would be the most, please just take it, reconsider, think it over. Just say yes. It's gonna be better for everyone. As they even have like Ironside, yeah, kind of implying these two have more of a friendship than it's been shown yet. It's shown yet, as Ironside tells to Pelgot, "Ah, you always were lenient like that, eh, pal?" So yeah, again, this kind of shows the contrast between the two, which is kind of funny how this time even Ironside has like this kind of moment because everything's kind of more chill now, or at least he's more of a calm mind. He even kind of like gets out that kind of friendship talk. It's kind of weird to have Ironside be like Pele, but anyway, there me just kind of going to try to slash them with an axe. As it means like, I've had it with you. As he tries to stab Slimer with an axe, but then one of the random Chaos Knight just raises his shield. The axe goes into. I don't think that axe actually bends the shield or anything. It just kind of like splashes in with it. As then the Chaos Knight just uses noise explosion. Then we have like a dramatic shot into Meat's ear, and then Meat just like screams in pain as he has blood dripping from his ears, and then he falls down the floor. As then we see his wife be like, "Meat, no meat, my dear." As then I'm not sure if he's dead, but he might be dead. As then we have this Chaos Knight explain to us his ability, or maybe this is a woman. I don't really know. As the Chaos Knight's like, "Echo, I amplified the sound he himself made dozens of times over and made it echo across his eardrums." So he might be that, he might not be. I don't know. These kind of eardrums hits are the ones that always feel like they could survive or not. I mean, especially comparing to the rest. As this Chaos Knight is like, "Allow me, Alta Behind to handle this. No need for the four evils to lift a finger." Which is true. Again, why you guys call the four evils? I mean, that's so, like, you guys so like you're the bad guys here. As then we have, well, as you can imagine, we all know what this guy happened to Alta Behind. As then we have his Meat's wife be like, "Meat, speak to me." As then we have a lone traveler walking all badless like. As this person like, "Well, just don't make any sound then, huh?" As I think they has a little whistle. As then Alta behind is like, "Huh? Let me ask you then. How will you penetrate my armor without a single peep?" Um, let's see here. Macduff had a noise cancelling magic, so he could probably just punch you in the face and you would die. But this guy just does not need to make sounds. As there we have this guy just kind of like walking past other behind it. behind that with like a little move in the hand, as then we have behind it just like spraying a bunch of blood from all of. Actually, I'm thinking it's more of a her now. Hannah like spraying a bunch of blood from her face as this individual has a takes some has something in their in his hands as Bahana falls to the floor as then this person throws something and Ironside like uses his like star weird light or whatever the fuck that cutting magic he has and cuts a heart as he says no is that Alta's heart because you know it's a fucking heart it's kind of a noticeable thing as we see a close up of this person's face, well, of the bottom part of his face, as Balgot is like, as he kind of gets ready, he's like, well, what? Kind of goes back to what he usually was. It's like, well, what an honor. What's one of the legendary deadly sins doing here? I thought your job was done once you saved the world from the demon lord 18 years ago. Yeah, so like I said, it was a time skip from last chapter, so it's only the 2 years out of anything as now he gets an introduction, since you know most people are gonna know him, as he as Falcon's like, Bomb, the fuck sin of greed! As Bob's all there standing all badass like. As then we have Ironside immediately his star attack. And Iron's like, why are you in this backwater alone? You're all too busy defending your own nations for this. I guess Camelot was sending people to attack the rest of the rest of the lands that the Sunlight Sins had because and then they will not be able to help because you know you can all like these characters might be like Sunlight Sins might be OP, but it does not matter if you have to concern yourselves with what your own lands are doing and all things that's happening there. So I guess that was their plan, which kind of makes me wonder what they are sending. And since I doubt they are sending Chaos Knights, because again, there was supposed to be a limited number of them. Like, no, I'm questioning again. I question the limit on how many Chaos Knights there were because it seemed like very like so all over the place kind of deals. But I guess maybe it's like chaos creatures. Like maybe they're using like chaos staffs, creating like armies of twisted rhinos with mountains or something. Or maybe purgatory beasts. Those also might be a possibility. I don't know. Maybe they're just like sending a bunch of random mass destructive creatures there. But regardless, basically they've been fighting if with everyone else while the four evil's been taking everyone's land. As we get this star shape attack hitting Bond, but Bond is just like. And thanks to that, Britannia's been laid waste to. This is why so much of the land in Britannia has been taken. As Bazena just responds with, not my nightly ales, nowhere near as satisfying. Getting a snarky remark, as then we end the chapter with Bond just punching Ironside in his helmet? On his cloak? He just punches Ironside as we see that he didn't get any damage from that attack from our side. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get a bit of a showing on the four evils versus 7 since shot thing because again like I think we've all been kind of wondering how the four evils are gonna stack up against the 7 sins because again like the sins are OP as fuck. Like they're one of those extremely over the top OP groups. And I made the type of groups that are the reason why them being alive in sequel series are it's kind of like difficult to take seriously because they can just one shot every opponent basically for a good long while. So seeing Bond, so you kind of have to question on how you can take this full evil seriously with them around. And especially since like we know the four evils, we kind of got like a reference to four evil versus 7 sins with more like be like there's someone here who might be as powerful as the sins. We must retreat. I mean, granted, you could question if it was like, oh, it was more of a bother if Arsenal went up against a sin level threat, or if there's like something that the four evils have that makes them like this isn't even my final form kind of deal. So we were kind of wondering. I guess now we're gonna get a bit of a showing here with Ironside and Palgard versus Bond. Since I doubt both of these two are gonna like. I'm not certain how this is gonna go showing wise. If this is gonna be like Bond dominating both of them, and they're gonna retreat? Is there's gonna be damn dominating Bond for the epic reintroduction of these characters? Because apparently every one of them of the main cast has just been living in the demon realm for now. Or if Balgon and Ironside were gonna be called back. Like I'm not certain how this is gonna go. And also, I understand how people say, "Oh, Arthur is the old one who's actually a threat to the Sins and all that," but only having the main guy being the threat, it's kind of like it's not a bad idea, but it's kind of one of those things where you make everyone else kind of feel pointless and weak. So I do have to question how the fight between Ironside and Bond and Paragon and all that's gonna go. So we have to wait until next week's chapter to see exactly how things are gonna go, and hopefully there's gonna be a bit more of a art being put together because again, like this chapter does have like a lot of these very no background pages, a lot of very like not fully called in, which is odd because after a break for a week, so kind of weird, but what can you do? Anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.